So less than a year ago today, we embarked on Project Ironvan to try and be the first person to train and complete a full Ironman, all whilst living solo in a van. I've had some mega difficulties along the way, including completely rupturing my ACL, and having to teach myself all three disciplines. I rode a bike off a friend to train on that was too small. I taught myself how to swim in Albania, and we haven't been able to do really any running. I've still kept to my normal adventures, been climbing mountains, sleeping on them, exploring with friends, and doing everything else in between, all whilst living in my van travelling around Europe. We're now here in sunny Cayala, Barcelona, Spain, and tomorrow is the culmination of all this year's work. We've got a full distance Ironman, which is a 3.8 kilometre swim, 181 kilometre bike ride, followed by a full distance marathon, which is just over 42 kilometres. Am I going to be able to do it? Who knows? All I know is I'm going to go out there and give it my best shot. Welcome to the video. This is the culmination of Project Ironvan. Everything ready. Getting the chocolate milk together, absolutely key. Carb loading, chocolate. Just getting some food ready for the morning, so we're not fucking about tomorrow, getting everything ready. XL.
XL, yeah.
God. Okay, maybe I'll come back for this one. Oh, what's...
No, take a good price for you, decent this. Now 55, you give me 50, yeah.
45 both.
Give me number.
Okay.
No problem. You good man, then like.
Yeah, I'm good man. Good
you
English.
Good man. You want for you?
No,
no?
I'm good. Thank you. Good English man.
Good English. No for you? Something for Barcelona, football, Madrid?
No, I'm not a football fan.
I love like
again.
carbs and electrolytes. So when we get on the bike, the plan is basically to smash one of these in the first sort of 30 minutes or so. And that should get us going, because after the swim we're going to need some electrolytes, I'm going to need some bits and bobs, but I'm also going to get some solid food. I'm going to go probably make some sandwiches and then put them in the bag so they're ready to go. That's the point actually, I need to go to the shop. I want to make some like jam sandwiches. We're at the check-in, we've got the bags, I'm going to go around there and put them in now, and then that's going to be the last to see from them until tomorrow. We've really got to hope everything's in there.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, nervous. It's gonna be a crazy day, but it's 6:30, get some breakfast down, and then we're gonna head down to the beach, 7 o'clock-ish, start warming up. It's gonna be a mad one. These guys are just coming home from a night out.
Very nice. It's inside the blue bag, the red bag, and your bike.
Right, well this is it. It's 10 to 8, October 6th, 2024. Project Ironvan. We're going to give it our best shot, people. We've just got to survive the swim, then survive the bike, then survive the marathon. It's going to be a crazy day. Let's get it.
Celebrate 10 editions of Swim, Bike, Run, Fun. A massive field of professional athletes are assembled, and we'd like to welcome, wearing the bib number 2 for Sweden, Jesper Svensson. The number 3 representing Germany, it is Jan Stranaja Barcelona.
So the challenge begins with the swim. As you saw me there, I was hobbling into the water because I didn't know if I could even run properly and I didn't want to risk it fucking my knee up within like the first 5 meters of the Ironman. I didn't tell anyone, but I had a small problem with my muscle in my armpit. I actually pulled it a few weeks before the Ironman, so I didn't do 2 weeks of swimming beforehand. Now at the beginning of the year I'd never swam, so the swimming was the thing I was worried about the most, but after tearing my ACL and only being able to swim, it became my strongest discipline. The start was hectic, it was everyone piling on top of each other. I was kind of ready for this, I was kind of prepared for it though. All the swimming pools I've been training in have been so busy and I'm used to basically people kicking me and pushing me. It was hard to find my rhythm after the first right corner, and it was hard to find someone to draft. About halfway round on the first left bend, someone kicked me in my face about 1,000 meters in and I lost my goggles. So at this point I hadn't really settled into the swim very well. Then we had the second last left turn with 1,000 meters straight. At this point I settled into a nice rhythm, I got my heart rate down and I found someone in front of me who had luckily a yellow wetsuit on with their feet, so I could just follow their feet and draft them perfectly for that final 1,000 meters. Then when we had the left turn at the end with the finish line in sight, I knew the swim was in the bag. At that point I could actually begin to relax, and that's where I loosened up and swam my best. I swam about a 142 per 100 split for this final part. I finished the swim in 1 hour 12 minutes. I'm really happy with having taught myself how to swim that year and never swam before. I would have liked to have gone sub 110, but this is a marathon, not a sprint, and we had a lot left to go.
Let's go, Willem! Good swim, bro! Let's go!
Then it was time for the bike, one of the bits I'd actually enjoy. Just over 180 kilometers in our locker, and it was a hot day. It started off with a twisting turning circuit through the town centre with no overtaking allowed. Within 500 metres I saw all my friends lined up down the side of the street shouting at me. For a second I channeled my inner Matthew van der Poel and I went over a speed bump, tried to throw a little tail whip, nearly absolutely binned it 500 metres into the bike. After that then we had a 3-loop course up and down for 60k between the streets of Caella, up the coastline, up to Barcelona and back. The first one was going okay until about 30 kilometres in. We went through a roundabout, everyone overtook me, and I caught them up on the hill and I got done for drafting. I got shown the blue card. It wasn't too bad at the end of the day because I had some peanut butter and jam sandwiches that I really didn't want to carry in this heat. So when they pulled me over to the penalty tent, I had 5 minutes. Sat there, took my time, kept my heart rate down, kept chilling out and got my sandwiches down me. They actually kicked me out of the tent because I was taking too long when everyone else was losing their head. I knew that this was all going to be about my own battle. There was people out there doing a lot faster than me. I had to stick to my own ride. It's exactly what I did. I kept it in zone 2, a little bit of zone 3 for the uphills, and I nailed my nutrition. I got 100 grams of carbs per hour, starting off with 1,000 milligrams of sodium and 60 grams of carbs in a bottle in T1, and then after that I maintained that for the full 6 hours. Even with a time penalty, when it came back into the last lap, I managed to just get into 6 hours at 5 hours 56 minutes inclusive of my 5-minute penalty. And then it was into T2, time to lace up the shoes, and I knew this is where the challenge was going to really start. I was fairly confident I was going to get up to this point, but from this point on, anything was going to happen. I had a marathon to do with absolutely no experience, a torn ACL, and being over 7 hours into an Ironman in nearly 30-degree heat. Who knows what was going to happen next? I took 10 minutes in transition 2, I made sure that I got all the sweat off myself, I wiped myself down, I had another drink, I tied my shoes correctly, because I knew this was going to be a long ride. And so the run started. It was a 4-loop course. The grueling part about the course was that every time they made you come past that magical red carpet, turn around and go for another one. First loop went a lot better than expected. I was running at about 7:30 per kilometre. On the second loop though, things took a bit of a turn. I was actually running all the aid stations every 2 kilometres. At this point then, I'd already dropped down to running between the aid stations, walking the aid stations and running again. I was averaging about 7 or 8 kilometres. By the time we got to the half marathon mark and starting into our third loop, that's when the troubles really started. My body was on fire, my muscles were aching, self-doubt was starting to creep in. At this point, I was literally walk, running, but I knew I had so much time left. I had another 5 or 6 hours to finish this and do a half marathon to finish within the 16-hour time limit. So I knew I wanted to do it, but I wanted to do it well. That's just how I am. After the half marathon, it was uncharted territory anyway. I'd never ran this far before, and I could tell my body was fucking screaming at me. On the third loop, they have this part of the course where you have to run down an alleyway, which is great for spectators, but it's so demoralising. You have to run down this alleyway for about 2 kilometres, at a dead end turn around and do 2 kilometres back. And I swear to you, on that third loop running down that alleyway, it felt like it was never ending. Then, once I turned the red carpet for the last time, I knew I had roughly about 7-8k left, and then I would be an Ironman. I set off on that 4th and final loop with my body screaming at me. I was literally doing as much as I can, which was becoming more of a shuffle run than even a jog at all. As you can see by this clip here, my friend bumped into me and she got this video.
Let's go! We're running! Woo!
Luckily, with the amazing support of all the friends and family and the people out there who recognised me and were shouting "No ACL, no problem," I was digging deep. At this point, it was getting even harder mentally. It was getting dark, the crowds were leaving, and at this point, it becomes real self-battle. Kept pushing, and eventually we got to the finish line. I saw that red carpet, all the pain just disappeared. I remember I closed my eyes and I ran. It's all a bit of a blur, to be honest with you, but I remember everyone screaming my name. I crossed that finish line and that was it. I'd become an Ironman. I remember my body being so exhausted that I actually felt like I wanted to cry with emotion. I got down on one knee, they put the medal over my head, I started to cry, and I swear it was like 1 second and then my body just gave up crying. It was so tired. I got up, looked around, realised what I'd just done, and then I saw all my friends, and it was just such an amazing feeling. I'd done it. Project Ironvan. I'd become an Ironman. First person to go from zero experience whilst living in a van to completing it. What a fucking day that was. So it's Monday, the day after the Ironman. Project Ironvan is complete. We finished the Ironman. It was an amazing experience. The whole day was absolutely crazy. The whole experience was absolutely amazing. I just want to finish off the video with a big thank you. Another shout out to all the people who have backed me throughout this journey. We've got Ollie from Ollie Russell Coaching. He's helped me with all the nutrition, the training, and keeping me in check. Zone 3 have supplied all the swimming gear that I've been using. Use code WILLEM20 for 20% off all your gear. From the buoyancy shorts, which helped me learn how to swim, all the way to my things like my goggles and my wetsuit on the high end of the scale. The wetsuit performed absolutely amazing on the day. Planet X are a Sheffield-based company who are an English bike brand, and they supported me throughout the journey. From the original 12-year-old Planet X that I borrowed from my friend Elliot, they went and serviced it, showed me how the bike worked, and then trained on this bike even though it was 12 years old and a size too small. And eventually, towards the end of the project, they agreed to give me a brand new aero bike, the EC130, which performed absolutely amazing on the day. I didn't use a triathlon bike, still managed to go sub 6 hours on the Ironman on the bike leg, so I was really happy with that, and I'm looking forward to working with them in the future. Shout out as well Sun God for all all the sunglasses, Garmin for all the technical support on the Fenix 8, and the Edge cycling computer, giving me all those crazy metrics to help with my training and actually planning on race day, knowing what I'm doing, how fast I'm going and where I am, and all the other people that have been involved. So thank you to those guys. Another crazy side quest completed whilst living in the van. Thank you for watching this video. Special thanks to Akira for all the visuals and filming, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.